How tall are you? I have to slide way down to the back of the boat. See, this here is in the aft cabin. This is where your mama slept when we was bringing the boat from where we bought it to our home. And this is where the bed was here. And right down in here is the engine and the tranny, right in there. And that's the deal there. So this is the batteries for the generator and for the batteries for the generator and for the engine. And then this here is this here is back into the prop area. Let me turn the light on. Well, I can't turn the light on, but I can turn on the flashlight. So we're going to be working our way back down into here. And there's a stuffing box back here. Okay, that's down in the bilge. It's a pretty deep bilge. You can see that probably. And that's the prop shaft down there. Propeller shaft. This is probably the grounding plate for a single sideband I've read on the internet. And then down here is the stern tube. Those two bolts go down to the outside. That stainless steel tube is a stern tube. And then that rubber hose with the hose clamps on it. One has failed for sure, maybe two has failed. That holds the packing gland, or whatever you want to call that thing, to the stern tube. And the other end of it has the copper gland coming out of there. And those two nuts on the end, one's a jam nut or a lock nut, and the other one is the one you screw in the gland nut. I'll call it a gland nut. And it squeezes the gland against the seal, a shoulder inside the packing gland assembly. And then once you get the drip the way you wanted it, then you just bring the jam nut up to it and lock it into position. So that's the story, Jason. And also you bags and wags. I'm going to reach down there now. You don't have much room for working down there. So you have to do, use a special wrench. Not a special wrench, but a special type of wrench. And some people try to use water pipe clamps and channel locks and stuff like that, but there's not much swinging room in there. So here's what they recommend you use right here. These things are usually frozen tight with rust, these wrenches here, and I have 3 of them. I'll sell you one real cheap, Jason. And there's the other one over there. I've got another one, but I just have to find it. So you adjust these to where you want them to be. Then you lock it down here, and then you maneuver yourself from there to where you can turn those wrenches and try and get that jam nut loose, and then the packing nut. I'm going to change the packing from flax, which I think is in there now, to a Teflon or a graphite. I have to see which way the internet is leading and if I agree with the way they're leaning. Okay, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Okay, Judy, my supervisor. There's Judy. Honey.
I know it's there.
Huh?
No.
You're not going to get back here, are you?
No.
I don't blame you. Okay, well, let me turn off the camera and put those pliers, those wrenches on there, and see how they work. Let's all pray that they're easy.